coming back from my little trip that I was on a retreat, I want to share some of the deepening insights about oneness that occurred. And that is still in process, but it's like a new level that I have access to that I was not so aware of as I am now. And sometimes when these insights come, then it comes like with a poem or something. So it started on my way home on the flight. It just started coming. So I want to just read the first few paragraphs and see what else wants to be added as I spend more time with that. But it goes like this. In the hall of mirrors, there is no other, no father, no mother, no sister, no brother, no other, no other. There is no other. There is no me and you, only one, not two. Our name is the same. My name is I. 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 I am. What you see with your eyes is an ongoing stream of lies. When you enter your heart, you'll see we are neither different nor apart. And how often have we heard about the oneness? There is no other. We are one. These are things many of us have heard in our spiritual practices and teachings. But what does it really mean? So I had a deeper realization of that, which is quite amazing, even though it feels like it's just the first layer that I'm touching on, but it's still quite amazing. So what I'm seeing is that, well, let's just go to my favorite quote from the Gospel of Thomas. Heaven, the kingdom of heaven is spread all over the earth, and man cannot see it. So what is man, woman seeing? We're seeing the matrix. What is the matrix? That is a projection coming from the mind through the five senses that makes it feel, see, very, very real. That's how we live. That is the state of illusion that we live in, not realizing that we are actually casting a veil, casting a net, a false light out through our senses. It's still all happening inside of us, but because of our senses, it seems like it is outside of us. So when that happens, we see everything that we perceive as other, as duality, as you and I, not as I, but as I different from you. There's a gap that feels like we're experiencing other. So what I experienced in one of the sessions on my retreat was realizing that everything is me. It feels a little bit like everything is Pernilla, but that's because there's still an identification with Pernilla. So there's still part of that, but it was thinning so much that I could suddenly see like, oh, it's me, it's I. And in the situation I was in, there was an interaction where I could just see that it was I coming back with such love. It was I coming back with such love to really help me come all the way home. I hope it kind of makes sense to you what I'm sharing. Of course, when it's just understood conceptually, it still is like, oh yeah, that's nice. But you can start just maybe following me a little bit here when I say that when I look out, and it's just a small shift in consciousness. Instead of seeing other, which I'll do, if I don't just pause to see what's actually here. But when I do that, it's just a small shift in consciousness where I then see you as myself. And there is a deep sense of relaxation in that, because the projection of other, which I have been doing, that it's not safe, that others are really not safe, because as probably all of us, we have been experiencing a lot of violence, hardship, unkindness, deception, suddenly changing, on a dime. So that's why the other that we have been projecting out there, it's not safe. But when I realize that there is no other, it is me. And I had been projecting this illusionary veil on top of something that seems other, that would feed back to me that it's not safe. I can't trust them. So because of my upbringing, which was in a, very angry father, rageaholic, always blaming, criticizing. So my nervous system got conditioned to not feel safe around him. And then, of course, I would take that with me. So there's always been, a little sense of protection, and just like, just keep a little distance. And then when I have opened up, which of course has happened many times, then there was this shocking effect many times where it changed, and which confirmed that it wasn't safe. So my veil got stronger over the years, that it was not safe to be fully open and vulnerable, although I still am that. But there is also a sense of like protection, and just seeing how my conditioning had made me project that out as other, and then that seeming other would come back to me showing my own projection. So it's all me. The true me, or the true I, is love, which I experienced in this interaction that I had at the retreat, where it was just like, wow, this is me coming back to myself as love, to help me see the veil that I have been projecting out. And it was so loving. It really made me, there were some tears coming out, because there was this, oh my God, I am so loving, that I'm coming back to myself to kind of lift the veil to see what I had been projecting out there as unsafe. And then that projection has been coming back to me my whole life, showing me what I was projecting out. So, of course, what all that comes back to is that we definitely create our own reality based on the veil and the false light that we have put between us and God, have the kingdom of heaven, which is everywhere. So we've been putting this veil out with all the projections of fear, not safe, not loved, not wanted, all the core beliefs that I have talked about before on the video, where I talk about we are not born in sin, we are born into the matrix. And then the matrix is all these core beliefs of not good enough, all that stuff, that is the projection that we have been sending out, thinking it was other, but it has been our own projection from the mind based on ignorance. So innocent. Nothing like we do, like because we're stupid. It's because we were born into this belief. Our parents were born into it, their parents, everybody has been born into that. And then we keep doing this projection on each other and then thinking that they are doing it, not realizing how it is our own projection. Now, I know this is not new because there are so many teachings out there that really show and help us understand that we are creating our own reality based on our beliefs. That's not new to me either. But the thing that was missing for me to fully embrace that and fully letting go of that, it's not safe, the protective layer, and you may relate to it and maybe not. Maybe you're just this fully open, loving heart, which we certainly want more of. So I celebrate you for that. But I realized in that moment that only the only way for me to feel fully safe and relaxed is when I realize that it's I, that it is myself. And then that veil, that cover, just kind of crumbles. And then I sense that love that is everywhere. And why would I, let's say, reject myself? Why would I be mean to myself? Why would I be angry with myself when I know that it is all I? It's not the projection doing that to me. It is I, and I am love. So for me, that moment was like the only way that I can feel safe all the way to the core is when I see that it is I, that it is me. You know, we can say me Pernilla, but it's not me Pernilla, but it kind of feels like that. It is me who is creating that illusion. And then when I drop that and see that it is I, and I would never, ever be so harsh on myself. I would never reject myself. I would never tell me that I'm bad or wrong or steal from me or dismiss me or reject me when I really know who and what I am as love. So there was really a deep shift in me that I need to keep alive for sure. It's not like fully embodied yet. And that's how it often is with these insight, these spiritual realizations we get. So, but just taking time every day, many times a day, wherever I am, then there's like, oh, it's I. It's me. There is no other who's going to do anything to me. There might be a projection that is suggesting that to me, but I don't need to buy into that. I can choose to say, no, 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 I'm done with that. Now I want to see what is truly here. And I want to just maybe indulge for a while in that feeling of like, oh, it's just love coming back to me from all directions, because I'm seeing through the veil now more than before, that it is I, and that can only be love. And what an amazing experience to be given. And what a beautiful sense of peace that gives when I remember it. And it feels so good that I really want to spend time every day to kind of create new neural pathways, right? That I go there instead of the veil projecting negativity out and insecurity out. So that's kind of my sharing for now, and I will talk more about it, I'm sure, because it feels like such an important piece and such a missing piece that is really worth picking up on. And that the fear can literally dissolve when we realize that there is no other out there. It's all me, it's all I, and I am love. I am peace. So that will be an invitation to let that come to me in these, seeming forms, seeming other forms. And then love starts coming in. And I have already experienced that, certainly at the retreat, that there was just out of the blue, there was just this very loving connection, interactions with people. And then I realized when that happens, like, oh, this is how it is when I don't put that layer in front of me that says that it's not safe. So I think that will be it for now. I have was more that I want to talk about, and that is basically that it is really the fear that has been creating this sense of separation. And I'm planning to talk about that on my next video, unless something else pops in that wants to be spoken first. But literally, there is no other except in the dualistic mind. And when we start seeing through that, there really is peace. The kingdom of heaven is spread all over the earth. And I, not Pernilla, but I am that when I allow myself to abide in that and see that and receive it also. So thank you so much, and wishing you a lovely day, of course. Wishing myself a lovely day. Thank you.